Yo, everyone. I'm Umar.
Hello,
I'm Umar.
I'm Trevor.
And this is O
Auntie
Graps.
Graps.
What's good, Trev?
Not much. How are you, sir?
I'm tired. Ramadan is in full swing.
Yes.
I am beat, battered, hungry. I'm old, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I work with freaking children. Um
Yes. Yes.
Trevor, a lot has happened over the past few days in pro wrestling.
A whole lot, actually.
And we're going to be talking about all of the wonderful stuff that's been happening. CM Punk going off on AEW. We're going to talk about the upcoming pay-per-view event known as WrestleMania.
And just a little event.
Oh, a little event. It took me. Look, I'm slow today.
I understand.
We
Okay.
are. The coffee hasn't. The coffee hasn't hit me yet, but we're chilling. We're gonna talk every match at WrestleMania that really matters. There's like 50. We ain't gonna talk about no damn. Actually, you know what? We'll talk about every match. Actually, you know what, Trevor? Here's what we'll do. We will talk about every match, but we're gonna do rapid fire on some of these matches because some of these matches are just what's going on. Like, what are we doing here?
Some of these matches don't deserve to happen, but
What is it? Lowo versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom. This match does not need to happen in Mania. But we'll talk about it all coming up on the show. John Keegan is in the chat saying, hello. Hey, guys. Hello, John.
What's up, buddy?
Hope you're doing well. Before we get started on WrestleMania, Trevor, a certain somebody that you and I talk about quite a bit on this podcast by the name of Matthew Cardonius.
Matthew Cardonius.
Matthew Cardonius. Made an appearance, made a return, one would say, to AEW on Collision against the rated R superstar Adam Copeland. Tell us about it.
It was surprising for most. Mr. Always Ready was or King of the Indies, if you whatever name you want to call him. He did show up on AEW. It actually had an interview about it, talked about it, how it was one of his dream matches actually. Matt Edge wrestling against Edge was something that he thought would never happen. But when he was for full effect, Edge went away, Edge was hurt, Edge couldn't wrestle, and then when he came back, he was gone.
Sorry, who is this Edge you're referring to?
I'm sorry, Adam Copeland.
Adam.
when Adam left because of his neck, he was, Matt Cardona was in full effect. But when he came back, he was not there. So this was a match that formerly Zack Ryder thought would never happen, but he got a chance. They talked to him. He jumped. He absolutely jumped at the chance because him and Adam are old friends or whatever. So but yeah, it was actually a great match. It was really a good match, better than I'm sure most expected, but very very good match.
I thought it was cool. It was really cool getting to see those two do their thing. I mean, the cool thing about Cope and the Cope Open is you never know who's gonna show up, and people are people online, obviously, which is always indicative of the things that are going on in wrestling. People online really do like to spin this yarn or this narrative. Excuse me. Oh man, Edge, or Adam Copeland, he's too old. He looks so old. Why is he so old? I'm like, he's old because dude's over 50. He's 50. He's 50 plus. He's gonna look a little old.
Right? Okay. I mean, he's battered. His body is battered. Injuries will age you too. Actually, I don't know if people know this, but
Trevor, don't talk to me about bodies. All right. That man has a better body than I will ever hope to have.
Yes, he was. But, he's also been through so many surgeries and things like that.
Look at that.
He's got a few miles.
You see that? Wait, no, look at me. You see that jiggle? You see that? You see that slide jiggle, bro? You see that?
I mean, I got some jiggle myself, but you know.
Bro, you don't jiggle like I do though. Like that was that. Like, what? Like, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. My pecs are like twerking. I'm sorry.
Oh my god! Yeah, drink your coffee.
half this podcast is just us trying to pop each other.
Pretty much, pretty much. Oh man, but yeah, he. I mean, maybe he may be looking old, but the man's in his 50s. We all can't be Sting. You know what I mean?
Well, we all cannot be Sting. But I think it's cool. Interesting thing coming out of that. So they announced for AEW Dynasty the match is going to be Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston. 6-man tag match. We're not getting a singles match on Adam Copeland's first pay-per-view as TNT champion. Thoughts on that?
That's weird. That's really weird to me. But I mean, it's should be a solid match still. But you would think that you would get a singles match, and I would love to see Malachi Black versus Adam Copeland.
Do you? Can I ask you, Malachi Black? Is he the most wasted guy on AEW's roster? Like the most wasted talent on AEW's roster?
He's one of them. He's one of them. They have some talent on that roster that is simply falls to the wayside because one, they have too many superstars, and we've said this since this show started. They have too many superstars. You can say the same for formerly Rusev. You can say the same for just a couple of people. I can't even go down. I mean,
Wardlow.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
What's his name? The other guy, the bigger black guy.
Hobbs.
Hobbs. Hell, I mean, Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks had a tag team championship, but like Ricky Starks, they're not pushing him like they should.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a bunch of names that you can go down the line with, like, and they're not pushing them at all. And honestly, I think like I said, the biggest issue is they have too many superstars. They have too many wrestlers that should be on a spotlight. It should be shown almost every week, but the ones that they desperately need to show, they don't do anything with.
Do you think that that's like a result of AEW? Like, do you think it's a result of like AEW not knowing how to use them, or is it like a result of like something bigger?
It could be a little bit of both, honestly, because I think the short and long of it is this. You have guys that should be put on display. And, I mean, although you have, 4 championships, you don't really have the ability to put them on display. You know what I mean? Like, WCW had the US title. They had the World Heavyweight title. They had the Cruiserweight belt. They had a bunch of different other belts.
Cruiserweight tag titles, baby.
Yeah, they did. And like you had wrestlers that had titles that probably wouldn't get any exposure anywhere else, but they got exposure because they had a belt that matched their, I guess, moveset. Matched their skill set. Like Alex Wright. Alex Wright had a Cruiserweight belt. He was a United States champion once too, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with New Japan. New Japan has all these belts, and they're pretty much categorized for certain skills. And I feel like AEW either doesn't have enough championships or just doesn't know what to do with the talent they have.
Is it true they don't have enough championships? They have
because they have a lot.
They have a lot.
What is it? The world title. I mean, world title. They have the 6-man tag team titles. They have the international title. They have the TBS title. They have the TNT title. They have the women's title.
Don't forget that
And they
Continental
have the
title.
regular
Don't forget the ROH title. Don't forget the other ROH
ROH title.
title.
Jeez, I forgot all about those titles. Never mind. My spiel made no sense. Um, but
It's like
yeah,
AEW.
like
Tony, Tony Khan's listening to this. He's just like, oh yeah, the people want more titles. Okay.
I think they just want more storylines that make sense and more use of the talent that you already have. Stop adding talent when you don't use the talent you have.
What? Whoa, whoa. But he needs. But. That's not. Look, this is not how business works. You need to just get all the talent. Whoa, whoa. This is. Look. You're about to. Whoa, sir. You don't know what you're talking about, right? I'll have you know that it is completely normal to like try to like get as much talent as possible and then not use them for years on end.
I mean, WWE has done it.
Yeah, and AEW's been doing it. Well, I mean, this is actually, I think, a decent segue into something else that I wanted to touch on that we haven't gotten a chance to, and that is the AEW releases.
Yeah, I saw that today actually.
Yeah, let's actually run that down because this is big news, man.
It's their first official release list, right? That
This
they've
is
done
the.
since
Mhm.
they've been open.
Yeah, let me actually. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull up the names on the screen so people can see. But yeah, this so AEW recently had their first ever real round of budget cuts. It came as a surprise to many people, myself included. I'm sure Trevor and everyone watching this was surprised because it's traditionally just not something they've done. It's
Yep.
something, especially in the manner that it seems like these happened in. The inkling is that AEW released these talents due to not because of disciplinary reasons, which has been a reason in the past, but due to instead budget cuts, which has a lot of people talking about, obviously, like, were these things like what was this? What's going on? Because at one
Right.
point, Tony Khan said he would not be doing that ever, but here we are. Anyway, so these are the names of all of the talent who were released. You have the boys, Dasha Gonzalez, Jose the assistant, Jora Joel, Anthony Henry, who that one's especially interesting because he's injured right
Yep.
now. He broke his jaw and he's suffering an injury. And then you also have Gravity, Stu Grayson from the Dark Order, Parker Boudreaux, and Slim J. And a few of these talent actually took to X to talk about their situation. Slim J, especially, like that one was a real tearjerker because he discussed how he had signed this contract. He'd been working like two jobs to try to support and maintain his family, and now he's gonna have to find a second job. And that is the reality of these types of things.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you first heard about these releases?
One, like you said, I do remember Tony Khan saying that this wasn't a practice that he was going to use. So of course, with everybody that pays attention to wrestling, I'm sure everyone had the same reaction, like, what's going on? Um, with that being said, some of them make sense, unfortunately, because remember the talent that you don't use. You
Mm-hmm.
don't use Boudreaux Parker. You don't use Stu Grayson. I mean, it's better to release them, unfortunately, than to keep them and let them rot. Um, they have talent and they can go anywhere and be a star. Um, it is very sad because you never want to see anyone in that type of predicament or position. But you know, best wishes to them all. It's sad to see anyone get released. No matter what sport it is, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. But it definitely sad when you see it happen in pro wrestling because 9 times out of 10, this is their main cash flow, and they gotta find, they gotta make ends meet somehow. So it is always exceptionally sad to see this happen.
Yep. And the other point to touch on there is, for AEW from a business standpoint, the Band-Aid's been ripped off. Like
Yeah,
for a while, like this was a big reason. Like, and I think like one of the things that talent were probably like excited about. Like, there's a company out there that will honor their contract as long as you obviously don't do anything, to breach it, or you don't do anything that makes you or the company look bad, like horrible things, right? Like we've seen people like Jimmy Havoc be released for disciplinary reasons, but outside of that, this just does not happen. But now that it has, Trevor, it opens the door for future rounds of budget cuts. And
unfortunately, yeah.
this is one of those things. We've been talking on and off about like AEW restructuring and like growing with as a growing company, like they're going to be growing pains. And it seems like this was something that Tony Khan was trying to fight for a while. And the realities of the industry, and this is not justifying it because I don't believe it's justifiable. I think that if you're a company that is like AEW or WWE or whatever, right, and like AEW is going to be profitable probably by the time their next TV deal is up, and WWE is done more than don't even have profitable is not even the right term to use there, but
Right.
if you have that amount of money and you're making that amount of money, honor your contracts.
Right.
Unless the
Right.
talent want out, that's a completely different thing. Like if one of these talents were like, "Hey, I don't want to be here anymore," that's a whole different story. And if it's mutually beneficial, that's fine. But uh,
But unfortunately, that's something that's not like exposed to us. You know what I mean? That's not something that's mentioned to the public.
yeah, and the other thing is like now, like this is gonna be probably a regular part of business, and it's why I've always stressed the point, man. Like there's nothing wrong with enjoying like shows that you like. Like AW Dynamite is like probably one of my favorite shows on TV. That being said, I support the talent, not the company, if that makes sense. Like it's
Oh,
always a thing.
absolutely.
Fans are always like quick to be like, I'm on the internet. I like WW, AEW. I'm all elite. Me. It's like, okay, calm down.
Sir.
Calm down. I'm on the internet. You see
I'm a
that?
fan.
I'm a fan. I watch the Jim Cornette experience. But yeah, it's a shitty part of the business, and I don't think it's right. I think it's
no.
a shitty part of capitalism too. But that's a whole different podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I will say this too. Just sorry, last thing on these releases because I don't want to harp on it too much. The one that was most surprising to me was Dasha Gonzalez.
Yeah, Dasha was a little surprising to me.
I was so surprised because she was just on Collision, and I thought she was doing a really good job differentiating like that show from Dynamite, which was ring announced by Justin Roberts. But
Right, right. I, I liked her a lot actually. I thought she was a shining light, but apparently we were wrong.
I mean, no, I think other people were wrong.
Well, yeah, true.
But unfortunate. Hopefully, they all land on their feet and are able to work and provide for their families. Like that. That's the main thing. So wish them all the best.
That's all that's important.
Yeah.
That's important, man.
Well, Trevor,
Si, senor.
I think it is time. What's the old UFC saying?
It's time.
It's time. 8-town down.
Oh.
8-town down.
Oh dear. I hate that face.
A-town.
You got a lot of things up right now.
A-town down, baby. Let's talk about WrestleMania.
I am not doing the show if I have to look at that face.
What you mean? Close your eyes. You've never seen greatness before?
It did not look like that, thank goodness.
I'll have you know, this is almost future world heavyweight champion Austin Theory.
Almost future heavyweight champion.
He was almost future world heavyweight champion, I'll have you
He
know.
was almost a lot of things.
Well, Trevor, there is a massive show this weekend, WrestleMania 40, live,
Didn't know that was
Philadelphia.
happening.
What's up?
I said, didn't know that was happening.
Damn right, didn't know that was happening. But WrestleMania 40, live, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, from the Lincoln Financial Field. 2 nights of a lot of professional wrestling. A buy one, get one free extravaganza, some may say. Not if you're there live. But, Trevor, there are a lot of matches on this card that we're going to be talking about. But first of all, I want to hear it from you. Overall thoughts on WrestleMania, the build. How do you feel? Like, do you feel excited for this show?
Some matches, yes. Other matches, not so much. Believe it or not, I'm more excited to see the tag match than I am the actual championship match. And actually, the match that I'm looking forward to the most isn't either one of those matches. I'm actually looking forward to Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Yo, if you think you can beat me, girl, you're wrong. Love Bianca Belair. That is cool. I mean, like, for me, I'm in a similar boat. I'm excited, like, obviously for multiple reasons. Number one, I'm really hyped, as I said before, going to WrestleMania with my dad, like, and my brother. That's for me.
You.
Like,
oh, your brother's going now too?
Mm-hmm. For me, that's like bucket list level stuff. Personally,
that's awesome, man.
So it's gonna be an awesome show. For me, I will say
You're just going one day, right?
I'm not trying to bankrupt myself. Like this, I found some cheap. Well, WrestleMania cheap. Oh my god.
Cheap. Yeah, I'm about to say they're not that cheap.
Gonna be up there. I'm gonna bring those, like, you know, those very fancy binoculars.
Yes.
Be like, yes. It's like, yes. I shall wait to see what happens in the second act. But yeah. But,
so you did buy your tickets already?
Oh, I haven't bought them yet. But I have. I have the ones that I'm probably gonna get, like, stoked out. I just basically need to sit down with my dad and my brother, and, like, you know, call them and, like, figure it out. Anyway, all that aside, that's planning. Let's talk about Mania. The match I'm most excited about night one by far is Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
I think it's going to be great. Like, these two are two of the best to ever do it, and they're going to have a kick-ass match. But, Trev, let's run down the card for night one real quick. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, women's world title on the line. We also have Gunther defending his Intercontinental Championship, against Sami Zayn, who has been doing amazing stuff with Chad Gable recently.
Yes.
We have Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus DIY versus Awesome Truth versus the New Day versus my boy, A-Town Down.
You just like putting that picture up.
We got A-Town Down Under versus New Catch Republic. Tag team titles on the line. Both sets of titles are on the line, so you have to.
I think some interesting things are going to happen in that match. Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited to see that.
I am too. It's going to be great bullocks. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother for the first time. Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control in a 6-women tag match. Latino World Order, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And finally, Rock, Roman, Cody, Rollins, main event of night one to determine the rules for the main event of Cody versus Roman for the world title the next night. Some big matches, some fun matches, some matches. Let's talk about let's run through some of these lower card matches first, and we'll build it up to the big card. But let's talk about LWO versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. We're getting Dominic Mysterio in a match with Rey Mysterio again. 2 years in a row in WrestleMania.
Wonderful.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really care. It's been building up for months or whatever, but like, why does Dirty Dom have to be in it? Why is he involved in it? Like, anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dom. I really do like.
No, I like him too,
yeah.
But I just don't understand his involvement in this particular match.
I mean, this is wrestling, man. This is wrestling, you know.
True.
Hey, look. Gotta get, look at. Whoa, hold up. Who do we get? Mansoor and Ali. That's a tag team right there. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. That's a tag team right there. Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca. That's a tag team right there. Ooh, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. That's a tag team.
Tag team, man.
It's if only we had a world order, we could call them. Anyway, this is wrestling tropes. You got to put the people with the similar backgrounds together because that's what they do.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't always make sense, but that's what happens.
I mean, it sometimes makes sense, but it's like, man, it's so overdone. I'm like, okay, like we need to find a reason for these people to be together other than like they all simply look alike. That's pretty, and that's not me saying that. I think LWO specifically has been good, but I'm like,
Yes.
I feel like it's an easy thing that WWE and like a lot of wrestling companies historically have done, and I'm just like, maybe we think about this a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing, you know.
We need more. He's like, I love how Sami Zayn was Samoan for like 6 months.
Yeah, that did happen.
That did happen. He's Samoan. He's an oos, man. You got an oos.
That's the thing that happened. You got to get oosy.
Like that was oosy. People will look back at that specific moment as one of the funniest moments in the history of pro wrestling. Epic comedy. I mean, okay, Dominic Mysterio, Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Who wins?
Dominic and Santos.
They're on separate teams. Oh, I thought you said Rey.
Santos?
Sorry. I thought you said Rey. For a second, I was like, for whatever reason. Agreed. Heels win. Moving on. Trevor, we got.
I'm so confused.
You ain't the only one, son. Moving on, we have Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. 6-women tag match. Jade's first match in WWE.
Yeah.
What do you think of the pairing?
I think she's gonna win.
A storm is coming.
Yeah, I actually love the pairing, dude. It's a history-making moment there.
And then we build to Jade versus Bianca.
Yee.
Give me that.
That's gonna be fun. Hey, I want to see Jade and Rhea go at it at some point.
This is my brutal big boot to the face. Like, let's go. Oh, I can't wait. Jade Cargill in WWE is gonna be money. It's just gonna be money.
As long as they do her right, it's gonna be great.
Please, Triple H, don't have her like
don't
go
mess
out
this
there.
one up.
Like, don't have her like go out there because they do this to every single like big man / big woman. Like, they eventually just turn them into a joke and slapstick comedy. Please don't do that with Jade. Anyway,
if you guys hear barking in my area, we do have doggies.
Trevor gets freaky on a Tuesday night. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Me either. I just smiled. Like, what?
You remember when Kurt? We'll talk offline. We got Liam in the chat. Hello, Liam, saying, "Ooh, Oh yeah, Glasgow is getting a WWE pay per view. Clash at the Castle is going
Yes,
to
you are.
be in Glasgow. Shout out to you.
Shout out, Liam.
It's like I'm getting SmackDown and Clash in my hometown. Look at that. And hey, if Triple H is smart,
That's
you know what
all.
he'll do? He'll get Grado too.
Gredo, Gredo.
Let's continue on talking about WrestleMania Night 1. Let's talk about the brother versus brother match, Jimmy versus Jay. What do you think about this?
I feel like it's been drawn out, and it probably should have happened if it was going to happen a
Mm-hmm.
little sooner than this. And honestly, part of me doesn't feel like it should have happened at all, because I feel like the beef with him is so overdone and so like kind of stupid. Like it's like I mean, Jay should have had the belt, right? We all know this. Jimmy comes in and like hit for no reason. Like we still don't know what the point of that was. Like so, I mean, although it should be a good match, it still probably shouldn't happen. Shouldn't have happened.
Okay. Um, I will say this. I think, for multiple reasons, this match should not be happening. The main one being, I get why they're doing it. They want to tell the brother versus brother story. Awesome, cool. But for me, it's like, I, I still don't know why Jimmy betrayed Jay. This still doesn't make any
Yep,
sense. Didn't
that's
get
what
an
I'm saying. It
explanation
just doesn't make any sense.
other than, he came out and he was like, oh, so we acknowledge the tribal. Like, I don't get it. But like, outside of that, like, I think Rollins should not be in that tag team match. I think it should be Jay.
It should be Jay. Yep.
That's just people gonna be mad. That's not an indictment on Rollins. I think Rollins feud deserves its own limelight.
Yeah, it does.
But and I think Jay just fits in better there because there's a natural story.
I mean, like you said, like Cody and Jay were in a tag team. They won tag team belts. They teamed together. It makes more sense. It makes way more sense. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Seth Rollins. I do. But and I honestly believe, like you said, his feud should have more focus because right now you have him feuding with Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre is not a part of any of this other storyline that's happening with him. So like, it's kind of like, who cares?
Getting Uzi in here. All right, Jimmy versus Jay. Who do you think wins?
uh, I want to say Jay, but I kind of have a feeling that Jimmy's gonna win.
You know what? Give me Jay.
I want Jay to win, and it makes sense for Jay to win, but I feel like Jimmy's gonna win.
Yeah, give me Jay. I want Jay to win. Jay needs to get a dub, man. Jay needs
He
to win.
does. He
He doesn't
definitely
even know
does.
why his brother attacked him. He's still mad about that. Like, imagine me like, bro, I don't know why you mad, bro. Why are you so mad? It's like when your brother is like running around the house chasing you, like, bro, why are you so mad, bro? I didn't do nothing to you. Anyway, all right. Up next, Gunther, Sami Zayn, Intercontinental Championship on the line. Sami Zayn has a new teacher by the name of Chad Gable. They did a Rocky skit on Raw this past week.
It was hilarious.
Yep, it was
So
hilarious. Best part about it is CM Punk still doesn't understand what the hell that was, but he hasn't seen Rocky. But what do you think about this match?
Um, I will definitely agree with something you said not too long ago. I believe it should be Chad Gable, personally. But, but if you want to give Sami Zayn, you didn't give Sami Zayn the world title. So I say this is this is a peace offering, I mean, this to me this is big. This bigger than Cody and Roman. I mean, this is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, like one of the
Yep.
greatest
Yep.
Intercontinental Champions of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I said this makes more sense.
Yeah.
I say this makes sense to sense to do. And honestly, I want to see Sammy win. I think he will win, but I'm not sure how it's going to break down. But I think this is going to be a fun match.
It is certainly going to be, to quote JBL, fun to watch, Muggle. Um, I think Gunther wins. I still think that the person to take the belt off of Gunther should be Chad Gable. And
I do too.
I think Gable cost Sami Zayn at Mania.
You know what? That could happen. That could happen. I mean, if it here's the thing: if it's not Chad Gable, you need to dust off LA Knight and let him do it.
Whoa, Texas Liberty. We will not look. We appreciate you, but like we will not have this Sami Zayn slander in the chat. Appreciate you though. We got Liam in the chat saying, "Hear me out. Gunther retains. Chad heel turn on Sammy. Heel Chad then beats Gunther Raw after Mania. I wouldn't be mad. And
I
we
wouldn't be
do.
mad.
I wouldn't be mad, bro. I wouldn't be mad. Okay, cool. We got Judgment Day. Okay, 6-pack tag team ladder match. Trevor, in order to win this match, well, here's the thing. Both sets of belts are on the line.
And they're hanging above the ring.
Now, if someone grabs one set of belts, they are awarded those belts. But the match is not over yet. Exactly.
So we might have 2 set-safe tag team champions, which I think is going to happen, personally.
We all think it's going to happen. The question is, Trevor, how is it going to happen?
It's a few different ways that I think is going to happen, but I think one of the champions is going to be my boys, Miz and
R-Truth.
Truth. Yeah, I think it's going to be R-Truth. I definitely do. I think that R-Truth is going to believe that he's still part of the Judgment Day.
Do you know what I was convinced someone made the argument to me that the way it should end is by R-Truth, or the way R-Truth should do it, right? It's like R-Truth climbs up and he takes a set of tag team belts and he's like, and he's like, yeah, I won. And then he runs up the ramp to the locker room thinking he's won the match. And like he's won one set of belts, but he hasn't won the other.
Right.
And like it's like clear, like there's time. He could have gotten both. And like the announcer's like, R-Truth, the other belts were right there.
I think Judgment Day is going to retain one of the sets of belts.
Oh, nana, to quote LA Knight.
Oh, you think they're both going to change hands?
SmackDown belts are going to go to SmackDown belts are going to go to Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, while R-Truth and Miz are going to walk away with the Raw belts, and then someone's going to beat him the next night on Raw for the belts. I don't know who. Insert team name here. Help maybe the no, Hardy's ain't coming back. Y'all are wild.
To even do that made me upset.
Do you remember Jeff Hardy when he debuted in AEW? His brother was getting beat down with a steel chair, and he's like, he had the time to do this on the ring.
And then run down to the ring.
Like, I got you, Matt. Let me get my shit off real quick, bro.
There we go.
I'd be so mad, bro. I'd be like, if my brother did that to me, I'd be like, hey, bro, we gotta talk. Like, what about you? So R-Truth, who do you think gets
R-Truth
in the Judgment Day?
You know what? R-Truth and the Awesome Truth and DIY.
Yeah, I agree. Well, someone's getting hidden and reported now.
Ooh, wow.
Yep. We're gonna harassment
and
bullying. Yeah, this is harassing everyone.
Jesus.
Bye, friend. Okay. And yeah, that hog ain't big, bro. Anyway, that hog ain't big. Tiny hog energy.
Tiny.
Microscopic thimble hog energy. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry to the people in the chat who had to see that. Let's move on and talk about what else we got on here? We talked about Jimmy. We talked about most of these matches. We got the world title matches to talk about. Let's talk about Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. They had a big thing on the Ariel Helwani show where Becky kind of, invaded, quote unquote, the interview and interrupted the interview and attacked Rhea, similar to that thing that they did with Adam Cole, baby, on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
But what'd you think?
Yeah, it's a great feud. Honestly, it's a really good feud between two really good athletes. I say Becky's gonna win, but because for two reasons. One, I think it's time for Bex to hold the belt again, and two, I think this is what helps the Judgment Day implode because I think that's what's going to happen anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the Judgment Day continues on, and I think both Finn and Damian Priest move on from it. But I think Rhea Ripley is going to continue to be the leader going into the next evolution of the Judgment Day. That's the way I see things going.
Right. I mean, that makes sense.
All that being said, I want Becky to win because I'm a Becky Lynch fan. But the thing is, what I really also want is for this feud to continue. So I think that Becky Lynch is going to lose. I think Rhea Ripley retains her belt here.
Go ahead, do your
I got
thing.
Yep. Sorry?
I said, yeah, got you. There you go.
Yeah, don't worry, I took care of it.
I know.
Yep. Anyway, guys, I'm not even gonna be. Y'all are adults. Be respectful in the chat. We got finally tag team match, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins. If Cody and Rollins win, Trevor, the night 2 main event of Roman versus Cody is going to be held in a singles match rules with no interference allowed. Wow. If The Rock and Roman win, it will be Bloodline rules.
I think, and you know what I think? I've said this to you before, but I see I see what. But I honestly think they're going to lose night 1.
You think Cody is going to lose night 1?
Yep, I think Cody's going to lose night 1. And there are a lot of people online that believe that Cody Rhodes is going to lose this belt again. There's a lot of people online that believe that this match will not end the way people want it to end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think. Well, we'll talk about night 2. We'll talk about night 2.
Yeah, give me night 1 first.
Yeah, but night 1, I think, I honestly think the Bloodline's going to win.
So it's funny. I think that Cody and Seth win.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, I think we're going to get to a point in the match where Roman is going to get his ass beat. By Seth and Cody. And The Rock is going to be on the apron looking at him. Being like, bro, you're supposed to be the tribal chief. You're nothing but a tribal fraud. Look at you. And he's going to look at Roman extending his hand out. And he's not going to extend his hand out. He's just going to watch. Curb stomp. Cody Cutter. Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Rock on the apron looking at Cody. Looking at Roman. And just being like, bro, you ain't it.
I don't think it's going to happen till night 2. I don't think I don't think the turn is going to happen till night 2. I think after Roman loses, that's when he turns on him.
Yeah, Rock pins Cody. I could see that happening.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Well, Trevor, speaking of 2, we have in fact not 1, but 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. I like wrestling. We got 2 nights of WrestleMania to talk about. Night 2, we have Io Sky versus Bayley for the Women's Championship in WWE. We got LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Logan Paul defending the United States Championship against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Championship with CM Punk as special guest commentator. And then we got Roman Reigns versus Adrenaline and Resolve something Cody Rhodes.
Interesting night.
Thoughts on night 2, man? Thoughts on night 2? What do you think? Actually, how about this? Which card is better?
You know what? I was about to ask you. So, honestly, they both have their matches, right? But I'm gonna say probably night 2 because one is shorter. But night 1 is the one that everybody really wants to see, though.
Bro,
yeah, night 1 is. Yeah, night 1 definitely.
Night 1 is always the better night of all these 2-night WrestleManias. It's always been night 1 that's the better night.
Yeah, it has. Starting back from Bianca and Sasha.
Oh, man, and that bloodline.
Still thinking about that gives me goosebumps. That was such a great match.
It was awesome. It was an amazing matchup. Let's talk about this card, though. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, World Heavyweight title on the line. Do you think CM Punk gets involved?
If he's physically able to, yes.
I think he's physically able to.
If he's physically able to, I say he does. I think he gets involved just because it's CM Punk. Like, he's not going to let his first WrestleMania back him not be on the screen.
Man, I don't know. I think I could see CM Punk, like, I don't know. I think he might just, like, watch Drew win it and just be angry. And Drew's just going to troll him.
Angry with it.
You know what would be the funniest thing? WWE is not going to do it. But what the funniest thing would be if Cody Rhodes, if Drew McIntyre comes out to Cry Me a River. If I Justin Timberlake, it would be the funniest thing. Like, CM Punk's already out there for commentary. He's like getting all set up, you know. He's got the headset on. He's like, "All right, let's call this matchup, guys." And he just goes, "Do na na na, do na na na, cry me a river." That would be so funny. I would laugh so hard.
Yeah, I think everyone should actually.
Hopefully someone fills in Punk though about it. Otherwise, you know, he might bury the company on a podcast. Which we'll talk about shortly.
Absolutely.
So we both agree McIntyre wins.
Yep, I agree. Totally agree.
Bayley, Io Sky, Women's Championship on the line. The winner of the 2024 Royal Rumble, Bayley, going up against her former teammate, Io Sky.
Now, we've seen in the past where the Royal Rumble winner lost. We've seen where the Royal Rumble winner got absolutely squashed. Do you think that's the case here?
Do I think that's the case here?
You think the Royal Rumble winner is going to lose and not get the belt?
No. I don't think she's going to lose. I don't think Bayley can lose. I think it would be a big mistake if Bayley lost, in fact.
That's how I feel about it, too, but, you know.
Yeah, as Liam in the chat just said, Bayley wins. Like
Bayley wins.
And you know what? I want it to be like full on face. Bring back the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Give me, there ain't no stopping us now. We have the rain on the floor.
The wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men.
The wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men have arrived at WrestleMania. It'd be awesome.
My cousin loves the silly wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man thing from Family Guy. So when he found out Bayley came out to that, like every wrestler he created on every video game had that entrance.
I once I was over at my friend's house and like he like created Kurt Angle in the game and I like changed his Kurt Angle's entrance to Bailey's entrance. So we'd be like doing it was really funny. Everyone loves that
it's just
music.
a fun. It's just a fun entrance, you know.
We don't turning up, no stopping us. There ain't no
Yeah.
stopping us now. Hell yeah, I am a heartbeat. We love that. Oh my god, flail one more time. Flail with me, Trevor. Oh yeah,
Flail with me.
flail
Flail.
with us. Flail at home. Real quick, LA Knight, AJ Styles. These guys have been feuding going back to AJ's return when AJ attacked LA Knight. He also got involved in the Elimination Chamber match and cost LA Knight a chance at the world title. Thoughts on this match? Thoughts on the build? And thoughts on who's going to win?
Question for you.
Answer.
I'm gonna give you everything you asked, but question for you:
Answer. Let's go.
Have they
No.
failed LA?
I'm sorry.
Have they failed LA Knight?
No. Failed. No, they have not failed LA Knight. Failure is like, for me, failure would be he's not getting a reaction and people are kind of content with him being what he is. Like, to me, failure is like where we got to with like Ziggler.
Gotcha.
And that's not saying that Dolph Ziggler was a failure, like as a talent or anything like that. WWE's booking was a failure.
Right.
I think LA Knight is still strong enough to like he can have a world title program in 6 or 7 months, and he will be like really hot, and people would love it.
Now, do you see that for him though? Because I'm gonna be real with you, I don't see him in a title picture anytime soon.
It's a crowded scene. Like that's
Yeah,
the thing.
it's super crowded at this point. Because I mean, if you want to be honest, and they're not going to do anything with that push, but the push that Ricochet is getting, he needs to be in a title picture. But they're not giving him shit with
Bro,
a capital S.
that man will be lucky to be in the 24/7 title picture the way WWE books him.
Well, absolutely.
The thing is, like, think about that title picture though, because you have right now, right? Seth, Drew, Punk. Then you also have, Damian Priest waiting in the wings, Gunther
Right.
potentially waiting in the wings. Like that is an extremely crowded world title picture on Raw, and we don't even know what it's going to look like after they do like the brand extension /
No.
draft. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to look completely different, and there's going to be a big shakeup. Cody's probably going to end up going to SmackDown. Like, who are they going to get for Cody, going to SmackDown? That's the other thing. Like, man,
Yeah,
it's a tough title picture.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to even speculate on that right now because you don't know what's about to happen. So, I mean, with that being said, I enjoyed the build up for this match, kind of sorta. It was kind of old school, going to another guy's house, trying to start something like LA Knight dressing up as a TV personality, like to try to be behind. It's pretty cool.
I love how like Liam says they're definitely getting rid of Ricochet, bringing back Prince Puma. I mean, Pat McAfee did reference that on the show.
He did. He definitely did, which was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, we got a Lucha Underground reference on Raw.
But yeah, LA Knight wins.
Yeah. That's a great way to end that segment.
Yeah.
Real quick, your favorite wrestler in the world, Logan Paul, defending the United States Championship against Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Thoughts here?
Randy Orton wins.
Logan Paul wins.
I think Randy Orton wins.
Logan Paul wins because got to keep that belt on Logan and have LA Knight be the guy to beat him.
That's so beneath him at this point, though.
Yeah. Also, I think Randy is the first feud for Cody.
Yeah, that would be a good one, actually.
Give me like Randy celebrating with Cody the night after Mania. Give me Randy like giving him champagne, celebrating like, we're gonna go and we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna go for the tag team titles tonight. Like make it like a big thing, and then because that's the storyline. You remember how Brock Lesnar. Hear me now. You remember how Brock Lesnar attacked Cody for no reason?
Yeah.
Randy's got a reason. They got history.
Randy has a reason. That makes sense. Like it would have made more sense if Brock Lesnar just walked up to Shelton Benjamin and slapped shit out of him. That would have made more sense. Because they have history. Like for him to just haul off and punch Cody, that made no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me Logan Paul. You got Orton. We'll see what happens.
Logan was probably gonna win though. You're probably right.
All right. Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford versus Karrion Kross, Akam, and Razor in a 6-man Philadelphia street fight.
It should be interesting. Maybe. I do like the team of the of AOP and what's his name. I do like that team. I think that's a very very interesting matchup, honestly. But the mashup of talent. But Dawkins and Lashley. I say they lose.
Yeah. Give me give me Lashley. Give me Lashley.
You think Lashley wins? Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. And now finally, it's time for the main event. Adrenaline and resolve, something, Cody Rhodes looking to redeem himself.
Something, Cody Rhodes.
Going off to prove my destiny. Whoa.
Have you seen that video on TikTok of the guy listening to Cody Rhodes' song? And when he gets to that point, he goes, something, Cody Rhodes.
That's been a meme online for a minute. The something, Cody Rhodes.
It's so hilarious. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Liam says, just repeat last year. Yes, I agree. Repeat what they did last year with Brock. It'll make way more sense with Randy. All right, main event time. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line. Trevor, you think it's going to be under bloodline rules? Anyone can interfere. It will be mayhem. I believe it will be under single match rules, regular rules, bloodline banned from ringside. This is it. We're getting the match, the rematch from last year. We can all agree it was a mistake not having Cody win last year. Because, man.
I mean, we saw it, and I still kind of think it was for the best. But if all of this mess didn't happen this year, you know what I mean? Like, if all this mess didn't happen this year, or even you gave it to him at another pay-per-view, like, you know, SummerSlam or something, like, whatever. But we're finally here. We're back at it. Who wins? I think Cody should win.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Trevor.
And I want Cody to win.
Say don't do it, kid. Don't do it, kid. You got too much to live for. Cody better win. Cody will win. There is going to be so much interference in this match. Unlike what Liam says. And finally at WrestleMania 40 in the main event. And still your champion, Roman Reigns. That stadium would come unglued with so much hate.
So many people will universally at the same time break their TVs.
Bro.
Like, there won't be a TV in Best Buy by Monday night.
Damn right. Well, Trevor, why don't you tell the good people how you think this is gonna happen while I go real quick and get my Nando's from the door.
Fatty. So if it goes the way I think, which is bloodline rules, I think, just like Omar said, lots of interference. From top to bottom. I don't know who will be the deciding factor to come out for Cody Rhodes. A lot of people believe that Dustin Rhodes, the natural, is going to come and help him. I not gonna jump on that train, but anything's possible, right? But if Cody does not win, like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of Americans or whoever's watching it that universally break their TV simultaneously at the same time.
America will cry. Flags will be at half staff if Cody Rhodes loses at WrestleMania.
He said, "Leave."
I say as of 6 a.m. But it's just to see another. I swear. Wait.
Hey, I don't blame you, dude.
Liam just asked, you got Nando's in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Damn right we do, bro. This is look. This is in
Nando's
honor.
is fantastic, actually.
This is in honor of CM Punk. The man got Nando's after he whooped Jack Perry's ass. He got Nando's.
He did.
I'm just honoring Punk's legacy. That's all that's happening here. Flags will be at half staff though if Cody Rhodes loses. That'd be wild.
It's gonna be a lot. A lot's gonna happen if Cody Rhodes loses.
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe Cody's gonna win. I think there's going to be a lot of Avengers are gonna assemble. Like this is going to be
it's exactly
so much spectacle.
Avengers
assemble. You get Jay. You're gonna have Jimmy. Everyone's gonna be out there. I think Tony Khan, if they offer it to you, do it. Give me Dustin. Bring out Dustin. Help him finish the story.
Dustin Rhodes.
It's like we have Nando's everywhere here. Like there's one on every corner. Yeah, man. We got a few.
It's starting to get like that. There's one in College Park. There's one.
Yeah.
Downtown DC.
I'll say this. Look at it. Look at the garlic bread though. Look at the disparity. Look how thick. Wait, hold on. Look how
one of my good friends from school.
Look how thick this one is versus how thin this one is.
One of my friends, she used to work at Nando's when I was in culinary school. She worked at Nando's, and I would always go there and get some free food.
Shout out to Nando's. That's some good ass garlic bread. Anyway, adrenaline, Nando's, something, Cody Rhodes. We both think he's gonna win. Do you think The Rock cost Roman at night 2?
I think that's what's gonna happen. If it's put like this, even if Dustin comes out miraculously and helps his brother, right? I still think the deciding factor might be The Rock. Because, like, for a number of reasons. It could be, The Rock feels that Roman Reigns is not it, like you said. He's not the head of the table. The true head of the table needs to come home. I'm the head of the table. I'm the true tribal chief. And that, to me, will start a feud that does not need to end until like SummerSlam.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cody wins it. I think eventually, Roman and Rock is the match for Mania, but I think you do Cody Rock at some point too. I think SummerSlam, Cleveland, do a Rock concert to open the show, have everyone buy the pay-per-view. Gonna be glorious.
You definitely have to. I think. I mean, with all this going on, you have to do a Rock, Cody Rhodes, and please don't let Cody hold the belt for like 2 days and then give it away. Like, let him hold the belt for some significant amount of time, please.
Loses it to Randy Orton at the next pay-per-view. I hear voices crying.
Drilling it off, damn it.
No, bro, it's like, I hear Cody crying. I hear babies screaming. I am laughing my ass off. My voices in my head. And on me. Once again, 15-time world champion Randy Orton and Cody Boo Boo Face. They talk to me. That'd be wild. WrestleMania though, it's gonna be emotional, Trevor.
It's an emotional night.
Hell of a show.
I mean, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, but I want to be the next one.
Going up to Minneapolis, Minnesota for WrestleMania.
Yeah, probably, but I still want to go. Really.
Liam in the chat asks me about my Nando's order. Go-to Nando's order is a half chicken, hot, with
Okay.
fries and either matcha peas or garlic bread.
I do the seasoned rice with mine,
Mm.
or the and my sauce is either the mango or the hot, either one.
I gotta go hot. Sometimes I go extra hot. Just be like, I want to
To burn, burn.
feel the burn. Um, I'll take Cody in the Rocking Glasgow if that's on the table. I don't think it's on the table. Although that would be insane. It would be insane.
It would definitely be insane.
Well, Trevor, I got Nando's for a reason, and it's not just because I'm hungry. Let's talk about CM Punk. Um, Trevor, CM Punk was on the Ariel Helwani show, and he shot on AEW. There's no other way to say it. This man,
Yeah, he did. It was a shoot. It was a complete shoot
it
on
was
AEW.
it was crazy. I knew he was gonna talk about the AEW stuff, and I thought he was gonna answer, and we're gonna get a little clarity. This man said a lot on that podcast, Trevor. He went out there and whatever you all think about CM Punk, whatever anyone thinks about CM Punk, one thing is true about this man. When he talks, everyone listens. He is by far
Damn sure.
the most captivating personality, I think, or one of the most captivating personalities in the history of pro wrestling.
I definitely agree with that. Like you said, when he talks, people listen. The it's what's really interesting is like whether you think his pro, because I actually thought some of his promos recently have been little eh.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was like the worst thing about WWE, like about Raw last week, and that's not saying that it was a bad promo. I just think Raw was that good last week. Um, but with that being said, when he talks, you pay attention, you listen. Now, whether it's all viable or all makes any sense, that's up to the listener.
Mm.
But he captivates you when he talks. He makes you want to listen. Like, what is this crazy man about to say now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is he going to tell me now? And
Well,
that's pretty much what people listen to his podcast. Well, that's what I did. I
yep.
mean, I listened in just to see what outlandish thing he was going to say.
Well, CM Punk was on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, and he said a lot of outlandish stuff, Trevor. Well, let's see what Punk's perspective on his departure from AEW was. This is a thread put together by the good folks over at Cultaholic that really breaks down a lot of what Punk had to say. Let's just go through some of the major highlights here. CM Punk opens up about the incident with Hangman Page and the workers' rights promo. One of the biggest criticisms, this is Punk's quote, one of the biggest criticisms about WWE was it was overly scripted. Wrestlers didn't need writers. Some people don't, some people do, some people prefer it. I sat down with him, he's talking about Hangman Page, and we hammered out this promo. Then he proceeds to go on live TV and not say anything we talked about. I can't hear him because the crowd's so loud. I really have to pay attention to what he's saying because my responses matter. I can't just say what I had planned because it's not going to match what he's saying to me. Afterwards, I spoke to him and I was like, why did you do that? He thinks I got one of his friends fired. He thinks I got one of his friends who hasn't been fired. I went to Tony and then the lawyer, and I said, you need to fix that because if I do, you're not going to like it. I thought I was being professional by not murdering him on television. I know some people are going to be upset about that, but with me, respect is by default. Until you do something that makes me lose my respect for you, I have never done anything to any of those guys. If they're basing how their attitude is towards me based off of some bullshit, a friend told them that I can't help you. Everything went off the rails from there. It's a shame. Punk said a lot in that. Some of it was very revealing, but one thing I think everyone universally agrees on, it went off the rails from there. Trevor, your reaction to this?
I mean, like, again, I've unfortunately said this a lot this week, but there's always my grandfather used to always say there are three sides to every story: your side, their side and the truth.
Mm.
And with this, you can see where how he felt in his side of the story. But again, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall to find out exactly what happened. And have we heard anything from Adam Page yet either? Like,
He's not going to
I
speak.
mean, it it again, it's captivating. You want to hear more of it. You want to see what else he says about it. But at the same token, how much of it can you believe?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I do think that one thing definitely is clear. Like Hangman Page did go off the script in that promo. That is
oh
just
yeah, we do know that. That's just true. Yeah,
and
that's been proven.
I think what Punk is describing here is like basically that. It's just a detail that had not been reported until now. When Punk said
Right.
it, that you know Hangman they had a promo worked out beforehand, and the Hangman didn't
Mm.
do that. And if he did do that, if Hangman did do that, it's a horrible thing for Hangman to do.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, definitely, you can't change what's already planned.
yep. Well, it would go on to say he comments on the all out media scrum. Getting out there and seeing quote reporters that report shit about you like it's fact without ever checking with you, who are openly friends with other wrestlers. He's basically talking about Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez
Of
there.
course.
It's just high school clicky drama bullshit. I get there, I see these goofs again. He's talking about Meltzer and Alvarez for the most part, and I just lose my temper. Top 3 CM Punk promo though. We all agree with that. That is an
We'll agree with
all-time level
that.
promo.
The media scrum is one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah. Let me see. Is this? Yep. So he talks about that. There's another part here where, here we go. And so he talks about that incident. Then we get Punk's comments on the Jack Perry incident.
Yep.
So this is going to be a bit long-winded, but do think it's important to hear Punk's exact words. CM Punk comments on the Jack Perry incident. He says, quote, Tony's big idea was a separate show. We're going to separate everybody. I said that would never work. Just let me go. Who cares? Punk, by the way, before this was saying that he basically was requesting his release after All Out. He was done.
Yeah.
These guys don't want me here. This isn't a real business. This isn't a business predicated on making money, drawing money, selling tickets. It's not what it was sold to me as. Let me go. The second day we had the show, AEW Collision, I'm sitting and catering, and Tony Schiavone comes up to me and he says, Jack is cussing me out, Jack Perry. Jack Perry is cussing me out. He cussed out Mac Mansouri. He's cussing out the doctor right now. I was told people were being separated so that so there's not problems. So you don't want me in this. You all you all need to handle this, because if you don't, I'm going to handle this, and you're not going to like how I'm going to handle this. He said this a lot during this entire thing. That's like basically, this is like the line that keeps coming back. And Punk, it's almost a threat, kind of like, it's like, if you don't handle this, I'm going to do it, and it's not going to be fun. I don't know anything about Jack being on vacation, but there are people that work one day a week and don't want to. They want to show up, wrestle, and film vignettes and sit home for weeks. Do what you want. It's not my company, but not on my show. So Punk saying, don't do that on my show. What Jack wanted to do was he wanted to smash a window of a rental car with a pipe. I was like, Doc's told you no, Daryl's told you no, Mike's told you no, Shivani's told you no, and apparently you've cussed them out. I'm telling you no, we don't do that here. If you want to do that, go to Wednesdays and do it. To come on this show, everyone's supposed to be separated to get rid of the drama, and you were swearing at doctors because it's real glass. It's going to get in your eye. There's a safe way to do that. I politely said to him, I said it's a different show. If you want to do that, go to Wednesdays. He clearly took something very business-minded, very personally, which is fine because I've done that before too, and it's very much who he's friends with, implying the Young Bucks. And it never got squashed. Nobody's in charge, and it turned into what it turned into. Trevor, thoughts on that? On his explanation of the Jack Perry thing?
I mean, I kind of figured it was something to that, you know.
Mm.
I was kind of figuring it was something around that, level. But I mean, you can't get mad at the man for trying to help the business he's a part of, you know.
Yeah. And again, remember, I do think that there is truth to this. What this
I
is
do.
largely what has been reported. Like that this
Yeah,
happened.
most of what he said in this has been reported numerous times. So I mean, you can't help but actually, believe it.
Yep. All right, and then we get to Punk basically like stating everything that happened at All In, and this is a doozy. So obviously Jack Perry does that. There's real glass. Cry me a river. Jack Perry. He does that, and he says Jack came back from his match. I was the next match. I've got people with me. I walk up and I'm like, why did you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV? And he was like, well, if you got a problem, do something about it. And I'm like, come on, man. I'd kill you. What are we doing? I thought I was doing the responsible thing. I didn't punch anybody. I just choked somebody a little. Samoa Joe was there, told me to stop. Then I quit. I turned to Tony Khan, and I said, this place is a joke, man. You're a clown. I quit. I went to my room. Joe and Jerry Lynn got me, and let's go out there and kill it. I was just too fired up. I'm fired up now. I'm probably going to regret talking about this. Trevor. All right. So those are the main points. CM Punk basically saying that he was the one who went up to Jack Perry after the line was uttered at All In, and in his words, I didn't hurt him. I just choked him a little bit.
Choked him a little.
Just okay. Thoughts
I
on
ain't punch anybody.
thoughts on this?
I mean, one thing's for certain, right? In this interview, you got to hear his side, like I said, and from what you can attest and what we've heard, it's pretty much mostly true. It's pretty much accurate. Like most of what he said, we've heard before. Um, at with that same token, you can't say all of it's not wasn't his fault either. Like I mean, it was. It seems like it was other people, started it, whatever. But like he also didn't back down from it either. So like there's some fault on both parties, I think, still. And it seems like, and well, not in this particular interview, but it seemed like before he was trying to paint himself as the innocent one. But this one actually paints a different picture, which I think is a good thing. Um, but yeah, it what no matter what you think, what you believe, it definitely was a crazy, wild string of events that happened while CM Punk was in AEW, and he probably should have never been in AEW.
Looking back, that probably was the case. I do think there is credence to this idea that I think because Punk even admits that he's like, I was happy in AEW up until basically the Hangman thing, and this is my I'm a dumbass on the internet. I'll just preface what I'm about to say with that.
Right.
But I do think that from everything that he said, he was happy with AEW up until the Hangman thing. And the way I perceive this and the way I look at this is Punk at that point, that Hangman thing, he just never got over it. And at that point, it was just like, I want out. And I think like he's like the same thing happened with him in WWE. Like it got to a point where he was just like, no, I just want out. Like I'm done. And no matter what happened after that point, he was done. Like it was he was going to. I think in many ways this was like Punk, maybe subconsciously like self-sabotaging his run in AEW, like because he was just pissed and he didn't want to be there. He told Tony he didn't want to be there. Tony tried to like convince him, like, oh, you're gonna be on this separate show, it's gonna be great, you're gonna be the leader of the brand, and he's like, no, just release me, because he did not want to come back for Collision. That much was clear.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
my thing is this: like, if that's the case, if like you said, he did do that in WWE. Now, is there some truth to be him being cancer in the locker room?
that's up to the talent to decide, right? I mean,
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, we're just some idiots on the internet talking.
I mean, I don't like using the term cancer. I think that with CM Punk, you know what CM Punk is. He's exactly what his promo was. He's a pipe bomb,
It's my mom. Yeah,
effective
yeah,
as all hell at accomplishing its goal, but it will blow up. like, and this is not me trying to say it's not gonna work in WWE. I think Punk just has a lot more respect for WWE than he ever did for AEW. That's just true, and he even says
yeah,
as much,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I think one of the things that this made I think a lot of people like reconcile with is the fact that not everything that happened was Punk's fault, and that is
No,
true.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
In my view to this day, and I've said this before, I think Punk, as far as like individuals go, like who are involved in like the heat in between each other, I think Punk was like always the center of it, and like there's a lot of blame on his side. The person that I think shoulders most of the blame though is Tony Khan,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
because he had, in theory, all of the power to avoid this, to get these people together, tell the Young Bucks, hey, bro, I'm in charge. You're meeting. And make a decision. Handle it. The one and that's something that I think everyone agrees with CM Punk about. Tony should have handled it. And the fact that he didn't, the fact that we're here, the biggest moment in recent memory is CM Punk's return in Chicago. I was there. It's the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
You could not hear the music. It was that freaking loud in that. I didn't even know, Trevor. The music played, and I didn't even know it like who it was until I looked up and I saw the CM Punk logo.
Yeah,
I
a
was
lot of people.
I was
Yeah,
confused. I was like, what's going on? Where are we all freaking out? Is it happening? Is it happening? Oh, it's happening! And I freaked out. But
a lot of people did that.
yeah,
So that same thing. But
and,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, whatever it is, I hope it's figured out. And like you said, it probably he has more respect for this company than he does the AEW, and that's just true.
yep.
So he probably is not gonna do the things that old school CM Punk did to lose his job before. So let's just sit around for the ride and see what happens.
Like you got a Scottish psychopath who fancies himself a world champion, hasn't drawn a dime in this
I
business.
love when he ripped the other shirt off and had that the
He's so
shirt.
funny. The, he's pointing at like CM Punk's WrestleMania main event. That was so funny.
Yo, did you hear the did you hear the interview he did? Like, well, his little like vignette promo where he's like, what did he say? He said the biggest problem that that exists is Punk didn't win the Royal Rumble. I'm like, what? Oh my god! So you thought you were going to? You didn't. I was dying laughing.
God bless. God bless Drew McIntyre. Protect that man at all costs.
Oh my god.
Well, Trevor, what are you watching these days?
Actually, I need to finish it, but I started watching the Bray Wyatt documentary.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was a little tough to watch, but it was very good. Have you seen some of Bo Dallas's little promos he's been doing?
Yeah, I did. I saw the tease too at the end of the Bray documentary. He's coming
Yeah,
back, man. He's coming back.
yeah. Is a Joker or something like that.
Uncle Howdy. He's coming back as Uncle
Oh,
Howdy.
so he said Uncle Howdy in his promo, and he also said something about a character named the Joker, and like the way the promo was set up, dude, he sounds like his brother. He
It is eerie.
it's oh my god, like it's so cool and creepy at the same time.
Yeah. Shout out to Bray Wyatt and shout out to Taylor Rotunda, every his family, everyone.
Otherwise, everyone affected by it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I've been watching. What did I watch? I watched like a movie. I know. I've been reading actually a lot lately.
Yeah, same. I read a lot.
I know how to read.
Yes, me too.
Huh.
Not just for
I
show,
only
buddy.
read I only read tweets on the internet.
The the woman, she listens to audiobooks, and I listen to I get into her books because of what she listens to, and now I'm reading a couple of different books. One of them is called, was it Bad Times? I think Bad Games. Are you a Cubs fan?
No, it's just a hat, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
just a
mean,
hat.
I was gonna have
I
much respect for you if you were.
Well, no, I went to. I'm a Nats fan. I went to Wrigley. Like I went to a game at Wrigley, and I was like,
Yeah,
I gotta get a hat.
cool hat, though. Definitely cool hat.
Yeah,
I respect all Cubs fans that aren't jerks. Um,
he's a real jerk. Um, yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading. I'm not big on audiobooks. I don't know. I'm the type of guy. If there's like a news article or something, I have to print it out to like really read it. Like I'm horrible when it comes to
you're
like.
like my dad. My dad had used to get the paper every day, no matter what. Even though he had it on his phone, stuff like that, he still got the paper every day.
I'm conditioned. I need to be off my phone because like if I'm gonna be doing other stuff.
Yeah, like I have I try to read and get off my phone, but sometimes I get bored and I play games on my phone. I'm trying to
Exactly.
break that habit, so I can do less on life involving my phone. But the career path I'm choosing now, I have to use my phone a lot. So
Yeah. Roll Tide. We gotta get phone bin TikTok. The Chinese government's coming after us. Do do do. Yeah. Yeah. This was a fun episode.
it was a good show. Good show.
WrestleMania coming to you, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't wait for it. Gonna be awesome. Hopefully, there's no rain.
Hopefully,
If there's a
hoping
rain
for you.
delay at WrestleMania again,
Hope not.
we get like Poncho. Oh my god, if we get like Poncho Michael Cole again,
That was great.
bring back Samoa Joe for another round. Another Poncho Joe. Poncho. Uh,
Poncho.
Poncho. Oh man. All right. Any parting thoughts, Trev?
One thing, guys, that I want to say: we are here to entertain you guys, have fun, and talk about some good stuff, and have some many laughs, and make many crude jokes. Um, but there's there is a line that we try not to cross, and we appreciate you guys, the ones that don't, and then the ones that do. We would like if you don't. Please don't cross that line on our chat while we're trying to have a show. We will get kicked to the curb, and you do deserve it for what you said.
Yep.
So, with that being said, love you guys who support us and cause no drama, and talk and come to watch us every week. I don't know why you put yourself through that pain, but thank you.
You're welcome. It's a quote Damien Sandow. To translate what he just said, for those of you who cannot comprehend that for whatever reason, if you're great, if you're having fun in the chat, amazing. If you're being racist,
And if I'm monetized, I'm sorry. Go fuck yourself.
no, this is no. It don't matter. It don't matter on some Akon shit. Guys, love y'all. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Hope you guys enjoy wrestling. It's a fantastic week, as every year WrestleMania week is. Until next time, though, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Love those who are far, hug those who are close, and have a great week, guys. It's a great week, wrestling week. Great week for indie wrestling for my indie fans out there. Have fun, enjoy it.
Hell yeah, Jermaine. We love it.
Thanks, Jermaine.
All right. Keep it real, guys. We'll see you.